Hello, you're watching Proactive London. I'm joined today by Mo Khan, the Chief Executive of hVivo. Mo, very good to speak with you, and it's a very busy day for hVivo. Firstly, you've announced your change of address and an upcoming Capital Markets Day, and that's going to be at your new facilities to coincide with the trading update.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me on. Yes, it's official. We have moved to our new facility here at Canary Wharf. I'm now sitting one floor below the world's largest human challenge trial unit. I'm also pleased to invite our investors, analysts, and the media to our Capital Markets Day, which is taking place on the 17th of July here at this facility. It will also coincide with our trading update. So it'd be great for the people to come in, have a tour of the laboratory, the quarantine facility. We'll also talk a little bit about our diversification, our services, and also provide a little bit more color on the trading update.
Well, yeah, in other news, Mo, you've signed your largest field study contract to date. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this is a trial that we signed with a US-based company to enroll up to 1,000 healthy volunteers for a phase 2B influenza trial. And this trial will take place in the US and in the UK. In fact, we are the only UK or the European site in this clinical trial. And the fact that we are recruiting up to 1,000 patients, it says a lot for our FluCamp brand, which is basically responsible for recruiting all of these healthy volunteers. We expect to conduct this trial later on this year, but the majority of the revenue will be generated in 2025. It will be conducted at our Plumbers Row screening site, where we've moved out from last month.
Mo, how does a field study differ from hVivo's usual human challenge trial?
Well, they're two very different trials. So human challenge trials, typically you vaccinate a number of healthy volunteers, then a month later you bring them in and you intentionally inoculate them with a virus, and then you keep them into a quarantine for up to 2 weeks, depending on how they feel, until the disease clears. Whereas for field trial, it's very different. You recruit the volunteers, you vaccinate the volunteers, but then they're free to go home. So there's no intentional inoculation of the individual with a given virus. They do come back on a periodic basis to have some safety checkups, just to make sure the trial is going well, and for us to also collect some additional data from the patients. So, but they're two very different animals. But I've talked about the fact that we screen so many healthy volunteers, and majority of those volunteers don't make it into challenge trials, but they could potentially be eligible for a field trial. So this is a good case in point that the people who've been unsuccessful in getting into a challenge trial can now take part in a different type of trial, and for us to be able to diversify our service offerings.
You're also looking at diversifying your revenue streams, Mo. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so this is a key example, right? So our first big field-based trial is a key step towards the diversification of our services. What it means that we're able to generate more revenue without tying up our challenge quarantine rooms, which is something that we always aim for. In addition to that, we're looking to expand our laboratory services. We've moved our lab from QMB to here at Canary Wharf, and we think we've increased the usable lab space by up to a factor of 3. So that means we're now free and able to go and sell our laboratory services as a standalone service, rather than just being part of the challenge trial service. We're also looking to expand into patient recruitment services and additional consulting services. So yeah, so our goal and aim to diversify our service offering is coming into fruition now. So I'm very pleased that this is our first major contract that does not involve the challenge trial concept.
Your RNS mentioned that as part of your move to Canary Wharf, you initiated plans to convert your former corporate office at Plumbers Row into an expanded outpatient unit. Tell us more about that, please.
Yeah, so that was always part of the plan. We've been maybe lucky is not the right word. Maybe we did some good planning. So within a month of moving into here at Canary Wharf, to a CL3 facility, we signed our first CL3 contract. So we signed a contract to run a COVID-19 challenge trial, which we wouldn't be able to run unless we had this Canary Wharf facility. And it seems even before our Plumbers Row expanded facility is open, we've signed a new field-based trial. So by the time the field trial actually comes into fruition, us getting all the regulatory and ethics approval, we will have the top floor of Plumbers Row available. So we will effectively double our screening capacity. So the office where I was sitting effectively will now be converted into a screening facility, and that should be ready by the time, hopefully, in early Q4. So yes, so we have a brand new quarantine facility where we can run CL3 level challenge trials, and we will have an expanded screening facility where we can run more field trials.
Well, Mo, I'm sure we're going to be chatting to you later this month when you issue that trading update. Thank you very much for the update today.
Thank you for having me on. Take care.
Always welcome. That's Mo Khan. He's Chief Executive of hVivo.